Hello and welcome to Tuesday 360 Politics Unplugged. From one betrayal to another, why Nigeria needs a coalition of the oppressed, not the gang of politicians. This is Tuesday 360 Politics Unplugged, and today this is what we are going to discuss, and these are the questions that we are going to answer. Yes, it is time to awaken and challenge the proof. Shut off the screen and cut off the wires. Tuesday 360 Politics Unplugged. Unplug the lies and challenge the proof. The so-called new breed politicians coalition of Nigerian politicians is here again, recycle elites with old tactics, familiar betrayals and empty promises. But the question remains, is the ruling party any better? And what do we need? That is what we are, and the question that we are gonna answer in this sharing episode. So bear with us and follow us as we are gonna talk about the alignment and realignment and the 2027 general election. Look, we are already 2 years before the election, but these people are talking about it from now. Look, they can't wait to see even the time come. They begin to talk about it right now because they know that they are not coming to work for Nigerians. They are just coming for themselves. And we prepare a fantastic piece for you in this podcast. In the last episode, we have put out our editorial guidelines. And in this episode, we are going to talk about the Nigeria's election that is going to come 2 years later. But we are going to dissect and talk about the real coalition that Nigerians need, not the coalition of recycled politicians. So bear with us in this episode. Before we deep dive into the episode, let's go to this song.
Yo, this Kowa Podcast, we talk for the block, for the youth in the gutter and the ones they forgot. We ain't begging for crumbs, we taking the pie. We aiming for the sky. From the north to the south, east to the west, we speak truth raw, no bulletproof vest. This so cocky live, yeah, we going all in. Knowledge is a weapon, revolution's the win. You can catch us on Spotify, keep it steady, Kowa Podcast.
Yes, knowledge is the weapon and revolution is the win. This is Tuesday 360 Politics Unplugged, a Kowa Podcast program. Now we are going to go to our issue of today. This is the Nigeria's alignment and realignment of politicians and the needed coalition, and why we need a coalition of the oppressed, not the recycled politician. Like I said, the puzzling persistence of Nigeria's old guard, a skeptical look at the 2027 general election. As the general election looms on the horizon, the prospect of Nigeria's opposition coalition vying for power raises more questions than answers. Can the same politicians who have dominated country's political landscape for decades truly effect change, or are they merely seeking to retain power and influence despite their questionable track record? The concern is palpable. After years of alleged mismanagement and corruption, can these seasoned politicians be trusted to rescue Nigeria from its current predicament? Who exactly are they rescuing the country from? The citizens or their own entrenched interest? The electorate deserve transparency and accountability as Nigerians prepare to head to the poll in 2027. It's essential to scrutinize the intentions and credentials of those seeking power. Can the opposition coalition demonstrate a genuine commitment to reform, or will they prioritize personal gain. And these are exactly the questions that need to be answered. The answer to this question will shape the future of Nigeria. One thing is certain, that the people will be watching closely. And here at Twisdom 360 Politics Unplugged, we are completely different from traditional media. And our outlook is totally different. The so-called opposition coalition is nothing more than a retirement home reunion of the same political dinosaurs who have wrecked Nigeria over the last 40 years. They say they are coming to rescue Nigeria, but we ask, rescue Nigeria from who? From themselves? From their own legacy of failure? The old guard in the new clothes. These are exactly who they are. And let's look at their profile. The profile of new breed politician. We are told to celebrate a new breed politicians, but look at who they are. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, a 78-year-old privatization sir turned billionaire, Alscon scandal architect. David Mark, a military man turned career senator who stood against June 12, one of the most transparent previous and peer elections in Nigeria history. Alhaji Sule Lamito, 76-year-old SDP betrayer tainted by corruption allegations involving his sons. Tom Ikimi, from Abacha loyalist to PDP punchline, never won his word. Rotimi Amechi, 60-year-old, ran around a stadium and still lost. Speaks of democracy's failure while being its undertaker. Raoub Aregbe Shola left Osun in salary debt and crisis. Minister of Prison breaks. During his own tenure, Abuja Kuje prison was break at that time, and he's announcing nothing but public holidays. The next is Aminu Tambuwal, former Speaker of National Assembly, political drifter, nothing transformative to his name, jumping from PDP to APC, just between these two parties. The next is Nasir El-Rufai, 65-year-old Kaduna State divider-in-chief. Bloodshed followed him, peace followed his exit. He's the massacre of Shiite. He's the massacre of Shiite and the architect of, South Kaduna ethnic or ethno-religious conflict. This is who he is. John Oyegun, 80 plus, once APC national chairman, too tired to even pretend anymore. These are the people being paraded as a Nigeria's rescue team. All you hear is former this and former that. This man are men we grew up watching destroy every hope we had. Now hoping to rebrand themselves as a Serbians. It is not just an insult to our intelligence, it is total abuse of it. But there is one more question. Is APC any better? Is the ruling party any better? Let's not get distracted. The ruling party, APC, had its own shot, and they failed catastrophically. They came in 2015 as change agent. What did we get? Historic poverty, collapse of Naira, starvation, unemployment, mass insecurity, terrorists everywhere. And they have challenged even the democracy. Democratic space has erupted. Banned Twitter, Boko Haram untouched, healthcare and education in shambles, corruption, nepotism, tribalism at record levels. They came in as Serbians, they become oppressors. But there is one thing that we have to absolutely challenge. But don't be deceived by these people. It is the same people just under a new acronym. You may hear PDP, APC, LP, ADC, or ADA, whatsoever, mixed match. It is all recycled. This is not a coalition of the people. It's a coalition of the privileged for the privileged by the privileged. And Nigerians are done buying the remix. We are demanding reset. And listen to the party that they migrated to. One of the leader of the party they migrated to, called Dumebi Kachiku, who is the presidential candidate of the AAC, wrote on his page, You are a bunch of greedy and selfish old men who believe that political power is your birthright. You stand for nothing other than your interests and will pay any price to hold political office. Nigerians are tired of your generation and reject everything you have to offer, which is nothing. Nigerians yearn for new names, new faces, fresh ideas, and progressive ideals. We yearn for new Nigeria that thrives on meritocracy and de-emphasizes tribe and religion. We dream of a nation that works for all Nigerians, irrespective of region or religion. We want a nation whose laws and opportunities are equal to all men. We desire inclusiveness for all, social protections for the weak amongst us. Nigerians have never asked for much other than a leadership that truly cares. You have failed us and stand rejected by us. If you seek to be part of the ADC, do the proper thing and come through the front door. We are a party of decent and well-behaved people. Our brand of opposition is one that not only opposes, but proposes something that your group is not conversant with. I strongly suspect that you will be shopping for another party very soon. And as you do that, we, the members of the African Democratic Congress, wish you bon voyage and God bless Nigeria. This is the Dumebi Kachiku's reply to these people uniting and coming to his own party. And these people are disaster. Before they claim that they want to build another political party, but they accuse INEC of denying them. But what we are talking about here is that if we want a coalition in this country, the real coalition is what Nigeria needs. It's a coalition of the oppressed, COOP. Not prom in luxury hotels and Abuja boardrooms, but built in jobless street, the prostrated classroom, the unpaid hospital, the hungry markets, the betrayed homes, the campuses, the workshops, the mechanic yards, and the motor parks. These are the true Nigerians, the forgotten majority, the real stakeholders. We don't want special purpose vehicles, polluters. We want a people's vehicle driven by vision, values, and verifiable integrity. And I believe we need somebody to drive this vehicle together with the people. And I think Omoyele Sowore stands as a chance. In a country full of political liars and looters, Omoyele Sowore stands out. He says, I did not loot your future. I didn't trade your suffering. I didn't govern you to the grave. I'm not one of them. He has walked the street, faced the bullets, spoken the truth to every dictator. He isn't asking to sit at the table. He is flipping the table. The time is now. This is not about 2027. This is about Nigeria's soul. This is not about opposition politics. This is the liberation politics. It is not another recycled alliance. This is about the final divorce from Nigeria's abusive elite. So we say it again. The party is over. The table is been flipped. And this time we are not just watching. We are taking over the purse of electoral politics. Why we need a systemic overhaul, a revolutionary change in this country is what we need, not this dilly-dally politicians coalition. And there is one call that we put it out from Kowa Podcast, President 360 Politics Unplugged. We believe that this, in the midst of these challenges, we need someone to lead. In the midst of the rising economic despair, reparation, and elite manipulation, Nigeria's future hangs in the balance. Yet again, the ruling class is playing musical chairs with destinies of over 200 million people from APC, PDP to LP, now to ADC. They parade the carousel of familiar faces and recycled promises. But let's be clear, this isn't change. It's recycled decay. They wear different colors, but they serve the same elite interests. APDP, APC, LP, and now ADC. We are all the fragments of broken political class, and that has looted Nigeria blind. There are destiny rustlers, just like a cattle rustlers, as once described by Omoyele Sowore. It's a time We stop being pulled by slogans and repackaged failures. Now more than ever, socialist, leftist, progressive, Greens, and Labour-aligned Nigerian must stand together behind the only true revolutionary leader of our time, Omoyele Sowore. He's not perfect, but no one is. But unlike the rest of those, he is incorruptible. Unlike the rest, his principle and lifelong ideologue. And this is what I believe. Ideologue for justice and liberation. He seeks the total liberation of this country. I call we should stand behind him. This is Twisden 360 Politics Unplugged. See you next time.